Welcome to TurboAssess. Let's open some property cards. On this all-inclusive property card, we got the general information, name, address, legal description in the upper left-hand corner. And then here we got the property class for the main class on the card if it's not split. If it has a secondary class of commercial or ag, you would just click there. The photo, the sketch are always visible. To add a new sketch to your card, just double click the sketch area and you'll have our custom house sketch program. To add a line, just click add a line. And you can use your mouse to do this. You can use the keys too. You can use the control button to click OK. And it locks to the nearest foot. And just keep going around it. And now you need some more room, so just hit the zoom button and select line again. And you're 6 foot in for the end of the garage. Every time I do a line, you just hit the control button instead of clicking it with the mouse to hit the OK button. And then I need to add in a porch area. Just 7 feet. And it's 14 long. The control, hit the control again, then click OK. And the small footage ones are a little bit less length there. You can move these around any place you want to put them. If you want to rearrange them, the 28 feet is the house area there. And the same there. The rest of it looks fine. That's just a convenience thing if you want to change them somewhere. And then hit calculate area. And the main area of the house is a 1-story with a basement. And that's what it defaults to. And now it went to, you can move this out of the way. It went to the open porch area. So just click open porch, OK. And attach garage. Click OK. Click save and close. And if you refresh the card, it'll show up there. And copy square foot to card, and watch over here, it'll copy all the square footages to the card. It auto calculates the square footage. And then it pops up. The only thing it don't calculate is the finished basement area. And we had 1,000 square feet on this basement. And this is where you can change the quality of the base. This dollar per square foot here will change as you change this. And it's up to the assessor to, if it's just a rec room, it doesn't have to be panel. And, if you want a less per square foot, just put a 4 on there that's below average. I typically put a 5 on for drywall. And that changes it. If you change it over here under basement rating, area rating, it'll change the dollar per square foot to the right to the 1317. Go back to the 5. It's up to the 1646. And that's all there is to it. House is valued. And the square footages are all on there. The open porch, attached garage, 1-story with a basement. And the collage program here, you can double click on that, add a photo, select the photo, and let's just add a shop building. And you can just hold down on the mouse key and highlight that area, click OK. And that photo comes in. If you want to change the size, just grab the corner and change it. Click save and close. Refresh the card. There it is. And then you come over here, you got the house information, ranch house, built in 2000, vinyl siding, air conditioning, gas heat, 3-bedroom, 3-bath. Got the ratings for the house, real simple. It's got drop-down menus here that show the rating. And we got the square footages and the valuation on the way right-hand side. Comes all the way down to the house value here. And then here's your valuation on the bottom. You can adjust the cost and design if you want to put it at 100%. If you wanted to put the house at 100%, good. And that brought the value up to 332,600. Last year's improvement was 287,000, and it had exported to the county at 312,000. So you have all those numbers at your fingertips here. The level of assessment, 91%. Estimated fair market value. Here you got your border review notices or open book changes, correction of error. Resend a border review notice with just an address change. We got the level of assessment here and the estimated fair market value based off of that for the property. And then a secondary photo when you're down here just working on the two subforms fully open. You can see the photo of the place yet. You can see a secondary address and name. You can click Control A and a pop-up box for searching for parcel number will show up. And you can just type in any part of the parcel number and it'll sort this list for you. Select one and go. And you can also use the normal Control F to search any field here. Type in 229, 852 and takes you to that address. But you can do this for last name, first name, anything on the card here. And then it has two subforms. One is currently set on default as land value, and the one on the bottom is set for outbuildings. And we got two outbuildings listed here, and the value listed here. And we can put in any kind of land parcel. If we have some ag land on this parcel, and we got 5 acres of ag land, and that's as simple, 2 acres of number 2 tillable. That's how simple that gets entered. And you can enter any building here you need to. If you just type in shop, it's just going to bring up a list of all the shop buildings, floating slab with radiant floor heat. Click tab. Let's just put a note in here, steel lined in 2024 in a 40 by 80 building. And now the dollars per unit here is going to change if I put in anything over 12 feet tall. So if I go 20 feet tall, it brings it up to 28. And if it's in good condition, it brings this at percent good at 75%. And if that's not high enough, you can go 110%. If you go very good condition, it'll go up to 82%. If you do excellent condition, it'll bring it in at 90%. So it's up to the assessor to control the assessed value. And the market adjust can also adjust it. And if that's not high enough, you want it at 110%, and it brings in your percent good right at 100%. And once you get that building in, you click on this tab here to bring this subform open. And you can enter a new permit. It automatically fills the class in there for the property card that it went into. And that was, I think, 109,700 value. And you can put in just type SHO and it'll fill in shop building. And you got your MAR entry. It marks it done, that it's completed. And the other subforms here, we have border review change note. So in other words, when we create the border review notice, it'll tell you it's going to be what change code it's going to be. This is leftover from last year. And it'll say shop building here, code 2 for new building. Your last time you talked to somebody, I talked to the wife on January 8th with a W. I left a note there, certified letter, husband gained back in 03. Error messages, when you run your audit error message, you'll get your error messages here for convenience. And if you look at the multiple listing and it was listed 10 days ago, that would be like the 22nd of August. And you type in an M for MLS, and asking price was 564,000. And it had 18 acres with it and total square feet. And yes, it has finished basement. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And if they reduce the put notes in here, remodeled kitchen, or copy and paste it off the real estate listing and put it in here under notes. Then your other subforms here. You got your legal description for your sale, which you can check it against the legal description on the property card. It's you can just compare them really easy. And here's a list of sales on this property sold over the years. A summary. And the next spot here is a detailed sale entry spot. You got your sale price, your here in red, and the sale date here. And it was 1,568 square feet, 214 a square foot, acre and a half, the 10,000 an acre. The ratio is 85%. And seller buyer, parcel number. You can actually click on this and change it if it's on the wrong parcel number, and open it up and only change this if you got a different parcel number. This one is on the correct one, so we'll leave it there. And this is a summary that it was a warranty deed and all the parcel numbers listed there in a nice convenient spot. And here is the assessed price that auto fills when you import the sales. This is all your acres here. And this is your MAR report section. And if I click on this one spot here, unclick multiple listing, because this one had a multiple listing listed, it'll autofill all your stuff for your pad. You can put a comment in here on the pad sale. But that pad is ready to get filed with all that information that'll show up on the pad right in front of you, and it'll get transferred. And here's a parcel list. You could have up to 18 parcel numbers listed here for the parcel, and it tells you whether it's a matching parcel number or if it's a split listed on the imported sale. Sometimes you'll get one through, that is a split, and you could just manually check that it's a split. It turns it red if it's a split. If you uncheck the match button, it'll turn it the other. But it automatically checks this if these match when the sale imports from the pad system. Here we got just anything in blue here is a clickable spot that turns red when you go over it. And you can do the history on this parcel. There you got your history back 3 years this parcel goes. I only got 3 years of data in here. You can do your estimated taxes. You can do your land list by classification for whichever year you want. And there it gives you a summary of what all the parcels this person owns. There's 154 acres and what the value is, and the breakdown by classification that there's 76 acres of code 4. This is probably the handiest spot. Compare improvement value list. And you can search by residential, commercial, and ag buildings. Let's go to commercial. So it gives me in the black here is $1 per square foot on each one of the buildings here. And we're currently sorted from most expensive here. The blue here is the assessed improved value is what it's sorting by. Now, if I wanted to change anything on here, you can just click and open this property card up, any one of these, and clicking on the O, it automatically opens that property card. And if we click back to land and buildings here, so it automatically, you can go back to the list and go, okay, what's on the mini storage building? And it opens it up, goes to that card. You can adjust the value if you thought it was too high or too low. And show you residential. Now you're opening up about 623 houses in that little bitty time. That's why we call it TurboAssess. It creates these and pulls the photos in, pulls the most recent sale value in, and sorts it from the most expensive house to the least expensive. And you can just zoom through here and find your assessed value on the one you're working on or compare them. One nice thing about here's a sale date of 1995. If you right click that and sort it Z to A, you'll get all your most recent sales for 2025. And you can compare the sale price to the assessed price if you're doing a revaluation. So it's a nice convenient way to do this. And let's say you only wanted them from neighborhood number 2. You right click that and filter it a second time. Now we're down to 79 houses in neighborhood 2. And the most recent sales, let's say we want to go back and just sort it here, do a right click and do Z to A, most expensive to least expensive again. There's one that sold for 500,000. It's assessed at 492. The values from the revaluation are holding up pretty good. That was done a year ago. These spots here are all clickable here. A nice sales report. Let's do the sales report for this year. Do you want to replace it with the existing one to a PDF printout? 5 houses sell here, 1 farm. And it just gives you all the information that I give to the township at border review time. And if we exit out of here, back to the main menu, we go to a convenience spot that says sales trend. And it'll pull up the last 3 years worth of sales. We have 3 usable sales at 95.7%. And so residential will still be in compliance, hopefully for this next year. And last year we're at 90.8% in 24 and 102% with our revaluation the year before. Everything pulls up real fast and real easy. Call us and make an appointment for a demo and get a full rundown of the whole program. This was a pretty good review on what it can do. And one of the more convenient things here is to print all these on a printout. Yes, we created a new year. And it'll go through its little cycle here. It'll print every house in the township here. 3 per page that you can put in a 1-inch binder. Carry on the road with you. Most townships you can fit the aerial photos in on the back of that 1-inch binder yet and keep everything all in 1-inch binder. This takes just a little bit to compile all the data, and there it is. And this list that prints out is all in here by address and house number, sorted in order. So when you're driving down the road, this is the front side of a page. Back side, you'll have another one open on the opposite side in your binder. So you have 6 houses opened at a time, unless it has too many outbuildings. It can do 3 outbuildings without pushing it to 2 property cards to 1 page. This one's got a few more here. It pushed it just a little bit, but it's still showing 3 on a page. But if you get one with more buildings, like right there, then it just automatically expands the buildings and lists them all and just puts 2 on a page. The most convenient thing for doing your work. I just take and write on this and print it out every year because it prints the building permits and everything updated. Costs about $20 worth of colored laser ink. that print that per township for 125, 130 pages. You will find this is the most convenient thing to do your road work with. And you can easily look at the pictures and the collage of pictures, and you can put notes on the pictures and drive down the road, and you can easily spot new buildings. A little harder to spot the buildings that get tore down. We all know that as assessors. And but this really helps. So call us for your demo, and you won't be disappointed. Try it on a township. We're offering a free conversion from Market Drive to TurboAssess, and we'll bring in your photos, we'll bring in your house sketches. You will be able to print this list of property cards with convenience. You can send anybody down the road, even if they're not familiar with a township or it's a brand new township for you. You can work on 2 separate subforms at the same time. Your MAR and building permits here, along with the land being open or buildings. And it's just a real convenient layout.